Chapter Radio Friends on Wednesday, July the 26th. We've got our native plant expert with us this morning, Nadia Navarrete-Tindall. Good to have you here, Nadia Navarrete-Tindall. We've been talking about the importance of trying to keep green spaces with milkweed to help the monarch butterflies. You brought along a plant here that's important for that, right?
We think about the monarchs and it's wonderful, but it's just to go beyond the monarch butterflies. We also have to think that other butterflies require host plants for their caterpillars or larvae.
Host plants for the caterpillars.
Yes.
Yeah.
For example, the one that we have here is Wafer ash. This is a plant that is related, well, it's in the citrus family, believe it or not.
It's in the citrus family?
Yes. But it's not an ash, it's just a common name. And it's actually called ptelea trifoliata because it has three leaflets. And this plant is good for the giant swallowtail caterpillar.
Okay. Now, is this a native plant?
It is a native plant.
So where can you get it?
You can get it in local nurseries, and I have mentioned before about the Grow Native website that is actually a group that serves nursery and seed producers, and you can find a whole list of of nurseries that sell this plant.
If you go to Grow Native.
Grownative.org.
All right. Now, what's the other one that you have over here?
This one is Papa. This is actually for the zebra swallowtail caterpillar. And this is, as you can imagine, zebras are just amazingly beautiful butterflies, but their caterpillars require these leaves to feed on. And then once, of course, as butterflies, we would need the nectar from flowers, but their caterpillars or larvae need the leaves.
So what does the caterpillar look like?
Well, this one is actually, I would have to show you a picture.
Does it look like a zebra? Does it have a zebra structure?
No, it doesn't really look at all. And it's why that people get all scared. They see a little caterpillar that doesn't look like a butterfly. People just don't see the connection.
Yeah.
But it's
so
completely
the caterpillars are good.
Yeah.
Unless, now, not those caterpillars that are on your tomato plants. They don't turn into butterflies, do they?
Actually, some of them do.
The ones that are eating the tomato plants?
Yeah, the horn.
The ones that eat the leaves on the tomato plants?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to hate me because I get so upset with them. I pull them off of my tomato plants because they devastate them and I squish them.
Well, that's okay because you have to eat your tomatoes too. But I just want to mention another one.
Okay, now we're just about out of time. What's this last one?
This one is a spice bush. It's a tree, it's a shrub, but it can become a small tree, and it's good for the spice bush swallowtail.
For the what?
Caterpillar. Spice bush swallowtail. Caterpillar.
And it turns into a beautiful butterfly too.
Yes.
Okay, and we need the butterflies to pollinate.
Yes, and people need to check on their website. You can find all kinds of information about it so they can learn about the caterpillars and the butterflies. Grownative.org.
And you can find out all that information. Nadia Navarrete-Tindall, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
And you're telling me that those they become very big green worms that are eating the tomatoes? Those turn into butterflies too.
Well, I think that's a moth, but they are just good for ecosystems. But I know that in a tomato plant, shouldn't be.
Yeah, you just hate me because I go in there every morning and I say nasty things to them as they're eating the tomato plants.
Well, as long as you don't kill the zebras or the spice bush, it's okay.
Thank you, Nadia. Now we turn to Heather Harlan, Phoenix Health Programs. Good to have you here, Heather.
Good to be here.
Did you know that the tomato hornworm turned into a butterfly?
I didn't know that.
But you realize how they can devastate a tomato plant in no time.
So we're going to talk about something else that's devastating our community, all right? You want an update on the opioid situation.
Yes,
and so I work with Phoenix Health Programs, and many of your listeners and your viewers know that Phoenix Health Programs, our mission is to improve the health and quality of life for those impacted by alcohol and other drugs. So one of the things we've looked at is beginning late next month, probably late August of 2017, we're going to be rolling out a new program with the help of United Way, Heart of Missouri United Way, to look at a situation that kept coming up that we would hear from other community agencies was, here's an example, someone would be in the emergency room having overdosed on a prescription painkiller or on heroin. And they were medically stable, but there isn't always, usually there is, but there might not be a social worker on duty on that shift to help them get the help that they would need with the addiction issues. And all the emergency room has to do is make them medically stable, and then they discharge them. So we needed a place, we needed some way to get those individuals help. So what we've created is a program where they're helping us create a crisis bed for 24 hours to help the family members sort of catch their breath, figure out what they want to do. The person's in a safe, monitored environment. It's voluntary, but it's safe and monitored. And then help our clinical staff begin to see what does this individual need and begin to help them move forward to get some treatment, instead of, oh, well, your heart's beating, you're breathing, you're good to go, then to have a place where we can go to begin to initiate that treatment.
So they come out of the hospital and they would go to this safe space.
Right. Now this is for people who don't have insurance and people who do not have money to pay for treatment, so that we can still help individuals in those situations to be able to have access to timely care and treatment.
And this is in conjunction with United Way.
They're giving us a grant, and this will probably start late August. The other thing that we're looking at is that then they're going to help us, that money is working on, so people have more ready access to intensive outpatient, which would be 3 mornings a week of outpatient care, where they can get stable enough to initiate what we call medication-assisted treatment and recovery, because there are some medications that can help people deal with the cravings and the withdrawal, so we can begin to help them with those new recovery lifestyles to get those in place, and then help them get off the medications.
So when will this become available?
That'll probably be later also in the summer.
Okay. But, and again, this is all in conjunction with United Way?
Right. And so I think the best thing is for just people who are wanting help, just call. And again, I can't say strongly enough, if you have a family member who's using or in recovery or not even interested in treatment, call us anyway. There are lots of services that we have, from groups to individual sessions, that will be available for you.
What's your phone number?
573-875-8880, and we're also on Facebook.
All right,
Thank you,
Heather
Paul.
Harlan, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
The Phoenix Health Programs, you do good work in our community.
Thanks so much for
it.
letting us continue the conversation,
It's our pleasure.
Paul.
We're out of time for today. Tomorrow, Fayette Festival of the Arts and the Wardrobe. Drop me an email, pepperp, missouri.edu. Tell me you would like to hear or see. Bye-bye.